So, photos today for AFLW. It seems like it's come around really quick. Are you excited for the season to get going?
Yeah, I can't wait. For these guys, they're well entrenched, and for me, I'm the new kid in town, so trying to remember names, but it's just lovely to be in the same place and shake some hands and get familiar with these guys.
Is it weird wearing purple?
I don't know if it's weird. It's a pretty big change. But lavender's calming, and so this is a calm time of year, and soon it'll be a flaming sort of purple.
And how are you settling in so far in Perth, Freo? You liking it?
Yeah, I love it actually. It's a bit of a head spin of the sedentary quarantine life for a couple of weeks, and then trying to organise house and schools and a house full of boxes. But people have been really welcoming, and yeah, I can't wait to get stuck into it.
Is it nice coming here where there's not, touch wood, there's no restrictions and things like that? Was it a bit of an adjustment?
Shaking hands is a big deal. It's been a big adjustment. But it has, honestly, it's been pretty tough couple of years for Victorians. So it is nice to, especially for the kids. I've got 3 little ones, that just for them to sort of have a sense of freedom and adventure again, which is something all parents treasure.
What are you hoping to bring to the Dockers in your role?
I wouldn't be so sort of arrogant, I suppose, to tell you what I'm going to bring. It's more, I'm coming into a club that's doing a lot of things right, and it's on me, to absorb and to learn. Football clubs are sacred space, and that's something that's really important to me. And everyone's got a catchphrase of their own leadership philosophy, but mine is to help whenever you can. There's a moment to jump in and get your hands dirty, and there's another time to lead from within. So I'm just really grateful to be given the chance to be welcomed into this proud football club, and I'll be sort of throwing my hands and all hands on deck.
Do you see it as sort of like a bit of a support role? I heard someone say the other day, like, kind of like a big hug, a warm hug to the players. Is that?
Yeah, I prefer spiritual guidance counsellor, but that's a nice way of putting it too. Yeah, I mean, it's a role that's a conduit between lots of different departments. So I think that's something I could certainly add to the footy club of helping where I can and getting people talking and attacking each problem as it comes.
Why the Dockers?
Well, I mean, there's just the opportunity that presented itself. There's the family side of it that was we had an appetite for a big adventure, and going to the other side of the country ticks that box. But there's also something about Fremantle that I feel a certain connection to. Got a bit of a thing for underdogs and outsiders. So I think it just feels to me like a good fit.
So do you think Freo could win the premiership this year, both women and men?
I like the way you set me up with the 11 half volleys. I won't be falling for that one just yet. I'll wait until I get my feet under the desk before I start making any predictions. I might let the coach handle the premiership aspirations question just at this point.
Have you had much to do with Longmuir yet? I guess it's sort of their off-season.
Mr. Longmuir to us, yeah. Yeah. I played against Justin many years ago, and I've had some conversations with him and saw him in the gym the other day. He was looking magnificent for what it was worth, training very hard. But no, I mean, it's just been sort of getting to know one another, and we'll sit down in the next few days to go over what's been the plan for the future and how we can help one another get the best out of this football club.
Tom Brown tweeted, I'd have to confirm, but that the players in Victoria, it's now the first jab, it's mandatory for the first jab. Do you think you'll have any issues at Freo getting everyone jabbed? I mean, with travel and everything like that, it could be a ticket everywhere. How do you see that?
I don't envisage there being any issues, but that's something the club will work through. I'll probably wait till I get my feet under the desk before I get the the right documentation and have a chat to the players and the management team.
What about travel in general with the AFLW? Obviously, with our state's rules, you and West Coast look the two most vulnerable teams there, with a lot of teams coming from Victoria, and these girls have all got jobs and lives outside of footy. How's everyone feeling about the uncertainty of potentially a long time on the road?
Well, I couldn't speak on behalf of how the team is feeling just yet. This is my first meeting with the team, so it's just been handshakes and fist bumps at this point. But we know in the last couple of years, what's the buzzword, Braden? Agile. So that's logistically as well. So there's still a fair bit to play out with how the season will shape and what the demands on teams and players will be. Equally, you've got to be emotionally agile in the AFLW area. So we'll work through with the team, and we do a lot of things right here, and everyone's on the same page.
I think it'll be interesting. You've coming from Victoria, where a lot of the games are. You'll get a taste of what it's like to be on the road a whole lot.
It feels like a loaded question. Do you think the Victorians get it too easy? Do you? Yeah. Look, it depends which way you sort of shape it. I always thought that interstate travel was a great chance for teams to bond and become a tight knit gang. So I think there's an opportunity there for a bit of a slight adjustment in attitude, but I don't think travel should daunt any of the Fremantle teams.